All right. Base station number 6. Let's get going. Let's get going, everybody. I'm going to be riding solo today. Ethan, he forgot to tell us, but he's got a family trip now today, so he is out of action. So probably won't have a long space today, but I will try and cover just to have us back. You know, we've known each other for actually a number of years now. Been in the trenches, building all through the last cycle, and coming out on base together in around the same time with our projects. And we talk a lot about challenges as founders, like what it means to build on base, those sort of things. So I've got us back. I'm going to give a few stats and updates that I'm aware of to carry over from last week about Send and also about Mask. And yeah, we'll get some good stuff flowing. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. And don't let the markets bring you down. Don't let people talk about a bear right around the corner. I don't think that's imminent at the moment. But hey, we actually have short memories sometimes on how these cycles work. So it's still a good time. And of course, anytime you're building, there's no better time to build, right? Base seems to be the place with a lot of action happening, a lot of growth. And yeah, that's a big reason why Send is sitting there as a cash app for Ethereum on base, where there's a whole bunch of users coming in. And that's why Mask is there. So I probably won't do it justice like Ethan will, but I'll give a little roundup on what Send is and what Mask is for anyone who's new coming in and learning about us. So Mask, I'll start with Mask. I'm the co-founder. We've been building for 5 years, and we've just released our latest version, which is in the browser, but essentially anyone can use it with a subscription now, and you can basically get all of the data you need for roughly a month. We sort of modeled it on a month's worth of data if someone's using the VPN almost all the time. And Mask is a DVPN that basically leverages the power of Tor, the same concepts as Tor, not using them, but using the similar concepts of Tor and VPN, taking away any of the weaknesses that are obvious these days and letting the users decide how they want to use it. So that's live now. That version is 0.9.8. So if you're a current user, please update or follow our guides to clean your system, uninstall, and get the brand new version on there. We've had a dozen or so, we've only just released it late last week. We've had a dozen or so users already sign up for premium. There's some premium options there. And basically that's what we've offered to not only provide a sustainable runway for the project, to keep building and getting these great features, expand the team, and do all sorts of marketing and things that we've already got planned, but also giving the users the convenience, just like a normal, Web2 VPN, the convenience to have a subscription that's easy to manage. Everything's taken care of, including airdrops of the utility token. And what we're finalizing to come out very soon is the modeling to show like what we're going to do with some of that revenue. There's going to be a split for referrals. So we're going to build an affiliate program so people can refer users to Mask. And also we're going to have a buyback model for our utility tokens. So the network model is still the same. The Mask token fuels everything, but we're going to build that into the subscription model as well, and eventually have people able to buy their subscription with Mask. That's going to be a little game changer when that comes out live. So I'm not the founder of Send, but moving on to Send, I'm covering for Ethan today. He's my brother in Web3. But Send is awesome. I've been there from before day one, before Send was public. Me and Ethan used to talk a lot about, the vision, and he's the mastermind and one of the best builders I've met. He's so good with community. So yeah, again, I'm not going to do him justice, but to round up what Send is and a little bit on the updates for them, Send is basically a cash app for Ethereum, right? They've been building this to make it as easy to send USDC to people as possible. So if you think of the PayPals, you think of the Venmos in the States, you think of all these little apps where you can tap a few times and have a contact, that you send money to with minimal fees. That's pretty much what they built for crypto for Send. And Send is on Base, which is leveraging the low fees. It's framed around USDC, and as we know, the narrative's getting stronger and stronger. Stablecoins is one of the biggest things that crypto has provided a very clear market fit for, right? People are sending USDC with next to no fees up to any amount of money, could be in the billions, with just a few taps. And the transaction, finality time for it to clear to someone else's wallet is near instant. So anyone can send money around the world, and there's lots of countries where people would much rather hold a stable coin, which is an actual representation of fiat USD, but also the euro is getting a bit popular this year. But it's a big deal, and there's a massive community building up. Send has done an awesome job with ambassadors, especially in some African countries and Nigeria. You guys are like a hotbed for activity with Web3, with using these cool apps, and you guys have grown a lot too. So shout out to Ethan. Again, I'm not going to be showcasing it as well as him, but everyone here who knows about Send already knows that Ethan's a man, and he's got a great team he's assembled. And I went to the Dune dashboard, actually. Some really cool stats coming through from them. I mean, it's only like the second week of January, but looking like the stats are still trending pretty well, which is good. Usually there's a bit of a drop off over the holiday period between December and Jan. But it looks like, based on transaction volume, you're already trending to beat December in terms of transaction count, which is pretty good. A few updates I'm aware of that Ethan's chatted to me about, but was mentioned lightly in the last base station, was there's a token migration coming up. So if you hold Send token obviously powers everything. It's part of the utility of the app, and it's the way that they're building the app ecosystem, with the utility passing through the users before the app, gets this critical mass of user base, which is very smart. It's the great model. That's why we make tokens, right, to power ecosystems. But if you hold the token now, it's 0 decimals. And so what they're doing is a token migration. And Ethan's been reminding everyone to migrate or upgrade your tokens. You got to have them in the Send app. So if you're listening now, you want to get involved in Send, you got to go into the Send app and put your Send in there. To create a user account, you just go to send.app and you sign in. You confirm with your phone number. I think it's a text confirmation and a wallet sign in, and you create a passkey. Now, just a reminder too, I was making sure I had this right because I'm putting, quite a bit of Send in there because I'm going to upgrade when it's ready. Make sure you back up your passkey onto another device, which essentially you're creating a second passkey. You can create a whole bunch of passkeys, I think a maximum of 20 or 30 or whatever, which is a lot. So just go and create your passkey on multiple devices. That way, if you lose your phone, it breaks, you don't have it with you, you can go to your other device, which could be a tablet, could be another phone. If you're in crypto, it'd be always smart to have a backup phone with a few apps, offline or somewhere that you have like 2FA and things like that on. Back it up. And you can also back it up on your computer too. Chrome browser stores passkeys, so you can go onto Chrome and store your passkey there. Now, with the token upgrade, they're taking the 0 decimals and upgrading it to have 6, which matches USDC. And that also allows a lot more things that weren't as compatible and harder to do in DeFi. So that paves the way for them to put a new pool, an LP pool on Aerodrome. That's the other big one that I wanted to chime in for Ethan. Aerodrome's going to allow them to have incentives too later, where you can incentivize LP, do rewards, bribes, all sorts of things like that, which is really cool. And of course, they're a big flywheel for Base. They've got a lot of volume. They've got a lot of DeFi action going on. And then the coolest thing, we're trying to get them on this week, is Moonwell and Morpho Labs as partnered with Send app to allow the integration of stablecoin yields. within the Send app. So you put in your USDC, you get natively accruing yields within the Send app through those integrations, which is pretty awesome. Basically, that means that Send app is going to become not just a Cash App for Ethereum, but a saver account for Ethereum too. So you could have USDC on there, you can earn yields, and then there'll probably be integrations for stuff like with their Send swap that's going on, ways to tap into the Aerodrome pool and all sorts of stuff like that, which is really cool. So shout out to them. They're working hard on that. I know their GigaBrain devs are working on that right now to make sure that it's all going well. And their token migration, I think they put a post up the other day with just a list of tasks to do to get that migration all lined up. And it should be ready to go. So long story short, if you're a Send user, make sure you've got your Send in the Send app so you can upgrade. If you're not a Send user, make sure you sign up and try it out. And there will be a token upgrade coming up. So if you acquire Send, just make sure you have to put in the app to upgrade. Also, there's rewards for Send as well. You can get it for sending to other users. You can refer people and get a revenue share of people minting their Send tag and that sort of thing. So flipping back over to Mask, it's kind of weird running one of these spaces where I'm just the only one talking again. Usually we have a co-host or another guest or something like that. So I'm kind of like passing back and forth to myself, talking on these talking points. But yeah, with Mask, we're super excited too. We're following in some of the footsteps for growth that Send has done really well, but also, imitating a little bit on what's made a lot of Web2 VPN successful, and that's a referral program. So we're putting a lot of thought into launching what we feel would be the best first version of that. It's a little harder because we thought there might be some partners or offering platforms that are sort of offering a Web3 native type of referral program. There's not a lot in terms of one where you can plug in your token. And because we're kind of a trailblazer in a way for Web3 subscriptions, where we've launched a subscription model where you can literally pay month to month and have it all automatic, right? I don't think there's many products at all that have that set up or have used a partner to set it up. And we want to give a shout out to BoomFi, which is powering that for us. They've been pretty supportive, and we're really enjoying that. It's making it easy for users to sign up. So we're going to put a lot of our marketing behind that and paid ads, promotions, those sort of things. But what we want to nail down is an affiliate program where someone can get their own affiliate link, promote the Mask DVPN to people, and when the users sign up, it's a simple checkout like it is now with a few clicks, but that affiliate gets a cut of the revenue on chain, potentially lifetime revenue too. So as long as that customer they've referred pays, they get a slice of that payment every time. So we want to make sure we nail that. We feel like that will be basically the biggest catalyst for user growth that we can design within our setup. And of course, the more that takes hold, the more that works. The other side of it with the buyback model is that every time someone's buying a subscription for Mask, they may, we don't have Mask payments live for subscriptions yet, but you can pay in stablecoins and ETH. Whenever those payments go through, that flywheel turns on where it's buying back some Mask. We're potentially looking at levels to be able to do a burn mechanism too. Again, it's not set in stone. I'm just mentioning these are things that we want to do, and we'll try and integrate into the right format for it. But all these things are going to power the Mask ecosystem to align incentives for everyone. Community holders, app users, the project team, the protocol, and of course, the ecosystem growth outside of the app itself, which that means ability to facilitate partners, to facilitate promotions, cross promotions. And of course, we want to try and also get partners involved where if you're a Mask Premium subscription, there's going to be other perks for you with our partners that we already have and new ones. So we've looked at all of that. We have a lot of that actually lined up. We're just waiting on a few more things to happen and for us to gain a good amount of users. So yeah, that affiliate program is key. We're really, really working on that now. As we finalize one more thing, which I want to talk about, is our extension. Now, I mentioned in some of our channels, people were like, when's the extension coming out? When's the extension coming out? And I said, well, the browser's almost done. We want to showcase that. That's going to turn on the base chain. So we're live on base now for Mask. But it might be about a week after that, we're going to get that extension out. So we're still on track for that. The Mask extension itself is a game changer because now someone doesn't have to, I mean, we love the browser, but they don't have to download and install the browser and try and, create a new setup for themselves where they're maybe new to it. So the extension will launch in Chrome first. We're going to go onto the Chrome web store, which again is a great place for marketing our product as well because it's easily searchable, easily accessible, and there's over 2 billion Chrome users out there. Even though we're not big fans of Google Chrome, Chromium is great. That's what powers our Mask browser. It's more open source and customizable. It doesn't have all the Google bloatware and trackers in there. And we stripped as much of that back as we can in our browser, Mask for Mask. But the extension will sit in a normal person's Chrome. Like you don't have to swap browsers, and it powers your Mask DVPN. You can access everything. So that's going to be the biggest game changer we've launched since we've created the browser, I think, because it's a brand new app in our lineup. And we feel like as much as we love the browser and we've put a lot of love into it, we're still going to keep supporting it and building new features and making it usable for people who want the extra Web3 style experience. But we do feel that the extension is going to be where we get the mass adoption because it's so easy to set up and put into your own work environment in your browser. And the subscriptions is a little bit easier to do. So what we found, we're already making some tweaks now for another hotfix release on the browser, but we found that like if someone's using the extension in their Chrome browser, it's way easier to click with their wallet they've already set up and buy Mask Premium and do a subscription. It's like 5 or 10 clicks easier than it is in Mask if you're brand new coming into Mask and buying Premium. So sometimes those little user tweaks for experience and user conversion does make a difference. So yeah, we're iterating on that already. But yeah, that's going to be a game changer for us. And once that stuff's out, we're able to do serious dates on mainnet. And that's obviously our very, very key goal milestone this year for Q1. Hopefully, not at the end of Q1, but very soon into Q1 is to turn on mainnet. And that means no more test nets, no more using test tokens. We've got all the infra that we wanted to build set up that's powering the premium model. And that's actually, this period now is battle testing that, because when we flick on mainnet, everything goes live with the real token. All the nodes will be monetized with the real token. And of course, the real utility is in the token. So there's no way that people will look at it and say, hey, where's the real flywheel going? It's all live because it's using the real token. But also the airdrop part of the premium model will be there, turned on live. So yeah, it's a lot of exciting stuff. It's a lot of stuff to juggle. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of flip-flopping between, okay, we're working on the browser and this part of the team's working on the extension and QAing this side and this. There's a lot. But we're stoked to start out the year with those big releases already coming through. So if anyone does want to get involved and give us feedback, we're always open to that. And same with Send. One thing I love about Send is I'm hopping into their Telegram every couple days, and they're always busy with chat about what's going on. They've got a great culture of sending send to each other. We're all going to send it. It's really cool. And I'm always throwing ideas to Ethan saying, hey, how can we collab more with Mask? But just doing these spaces, I know he's not with us today, but just doing these spaces weekly, talking about Base, talking about the tech, talking about like making apps that people use every day. It's such a cool collab. And we do have guests lined up. Next week, we're going to have a guest in the space who again, a respectful builder and team that I do think has done amazing things in the DeFi space. They're going to join us. We'll reveal the name of them sometime soon. And then hopefully we might even get Moonwell on here. We're not sure if they're free or someone from the team is able to make one of the next ones, but we're looking to get them to talk, especially since that will power the yields. They're looking at integrating with Send, which is super cool. So yeah, so a little roundup from us. Just a few little links if you wanna get involved in Send or Mask. The sites to go to, might as well drop those before we close out today. It was more of like an update base station episode today because I'm running it solo. But if you want to get on Send, send.app and their Telegram. Now make sure you don't go to scam telegrams or anything that isn't legit. So if you're not sure, hop on their website and have a look. But their Telegram is send_app. Hop in there. There's lots of cool people. They've got a little bot as well, which you can use to send to each other easily through the app. Personally, I use Send more on my phone than anything else. I mean, I know some people use it on their browser, but it's probably the only crypto sort of app I use that actually does transactions. But it's pretty safe in the sense that, there's no private keys. They use account abstraction. You've got a pass key, which you do the biometric scan. I use Bitwarden. It all integrates well. There's a few little things you have to do to get that set up, but it's amazing. I really think it is the future for sending, pun intended, the future for sending payments easily to people, all natively within Web3 and letting people use it. So you hop on that website, sign up if you're a new user. Hey, since I'm rolling this space solo, I'll drop my send tag as well. If you want a tip, send me some. I'll send you some back. You can find me on /CowryHero or /ETH. I was at OG. I got the ETH send tag. So /CowryHero or /ETH. I'll send you some back. You can qualify for rewards doing the sending daily, weekly, all the way through the month. Every month there's rewards. It's pretty cool. And of course, Mask, it's my baby. I've been the founder and co-founder and the project lead for 5 years now. Over 5 years. I'm super, super stoked. I'm very proud of the team that we've got this browser out with the premium model live. We're actually collecting premium subscription revenue from real users. Almost all of them I've actually seen come into our chats and say, hey, it's working amazing. I've seen it all work, like with the airdrop of the token. I can browse. The speeds are great. We're super stoked to see that already. And we're just constantly improving it. And we're just real excited. So really, really proud of our team coming through with this milestone. You can find more information on Mask and get involved. Maskbrowser.com. And then remember, that's Mask with a Q, not Mask with a K. That's another project that's been around for a little while. I think almost as long as us. You doing something with social apps and stuff integrating. But we're Mask with a Q. If you want to get into our Discord, where a lot more in-depth discussion goes on about the project, the app. There's channels for testing, talking about feedback, all of that. It's discord.gg/mask. And our Telegram is also pretty active, and lots of people have been in there for a long time, welcoming new users. Very friendly, nice place to be. Not a lot of hype stuff like you see in other crypto channels where it's all about just repetitive, crazy stuff. We've got real people having real conversations, which is really good. That Telegram is mask_AI. Hop in there, check it out. Now, if you want to have a little look before you try and look at what's involved in Mask Premium as well, go to maskbrowser.com/premium. That's our latest update to the website. You can look at all the features we've included, the way the payment plans work, and we'll always have the normal pay-as-you-go model for Mask. Like it's the fundamental one from day one, where essentially if you hold Mask tokens, as you browse, you pay, and you pay as you go. So that's always going to be there. But these premium offerings we've built will have a lot more involved, but also just makes it easy. Some people don't want to go and buy lots of different tokens that they haven't had before or bridged or work it all out. This takes that away and makes it easy. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of time for any questions. If anyone is brave enough to come up, I know it's different. It's different running it with just me from Mask and no Ethan with Send. But yeah, try to do my best with giving a roundup and talking all the cool stuff about our tech. If anyone wants to chime in, they can. Raise your hand, request to speak. Otherwise, we'll close it out here and Yeah, let everyone send it with mask privacy turned on. I'm looking forward to that day though, very soon, where I can open my browser, my default browser, and mask, and have send and mask running at the same time, and be able to do it with mask on and send with mask. That's gonna be pretty cool. I do it like with another way, but using the extension, that's gonna be boss. So yeah. All right, everyone's pretty quiet today. I know we haven't got the same crowd with Ethan not here and some of the Send crew, but shout out to Send, shout out to Ethan. Have a good day with your fans. Thank you, everyone, for your support for both projects, but also especially with Mask through our biggest announcements we've had in history with releasing these things. The best is yet to come. So, everyone, make sure you send it, make sure you mask it, get that DVPN, subscribe, and hope to see you all next week. Thanks, everyone.